you feel is safe for you to complete. Remember, safe for you to complete. Secondly, please pace yourself. Make sure you take lots of water breaks. The heat and the sun are completely different to what we're used to back home, and especially now in November. So we would hate for you to deal with heat exhaustion for the rest of your trip. Some of the jobs that you may be given are things such as shoveling or mixing cement by hand, just like at home, laying and moving concrete blocks, digging, bending rebar by hand, making rebar beams, putting on the roof, smooth coating, painting, or laying the cement floor. You'll be working with the local Dominicans and Haitians of the community who have learned construction from their family and their friends or just by watching others. So their ways may not always be the most modern or what you may consider to be the most efficient. But we ask that you go with the flow. Please go with the flow and respect their process, even if you don't necessarily agree. Be prepared to see locals working in flip-flops and or not even using levels. Again, please use grace and respect when working alongside them. The thing to keep in mind is that in the developing world, safety concerns, building codes, and permits are often overlooked or simply don't exist. Safety is important to us here in Hero Holiday, and as well, we know it's important with you. And so if there's something that you see that's unacceptable, please report to your site foreman immediately. James and Dave will also, if they haven't already, be reviewing this trip's safety policy with you on this flight. So, what do you need to bring with you to the work site? It's smart for each person to have one-day pack. In this pack, you'll need to bring the following items: sunscreen, toilet paper, don't ask why, just bring it. Any medications you should come with, for example, asthma puffers, EpiPens, and anything else that you may need, maybe Tylenol, whatever. Hand sanitizer, wet wipes, and cameras. Each volunteer should also have a reusable water bottle and safety gear, so hard hat, safety glasses, work boots, and gloves with them on the work site. Please fill your water bottle up at the water cooler at your resort before you leave. But don't worry, because we will also provide safe, clean drinking water for you on the work site. It's important to not bring any valuables or large amounts of cash with you to the work site. There are small stores where you can buy water, pop, or a small snack. If you want to do this, though, we recommend bringing small denominations of pesos or US dollars, no more than $5, because the reality is that they often don't have that much change, and then you wouldn't be able to buy it in the first place without. Okay, managing donations and household supplies. Not only do we like to give a family a brand new home, but Hero Holiday and our teams like to also provide some basic household supplies, such as furniture and groceries. And during the week, you have an opportunity to contribute to a fund that will be pooled for all 6 houses to be used to purchase basic things like beds, groceries, pots and pans, a stove and propane tank for them to cook on, and other simple priority needs, depending on each individual family. If you'd like to donate towards this, please talk to myself or Charles, and we can receive your funds, and we even will have donation forms for you to fill out to ensure that you get an income tax receipt for that donation. And yes, we do accept credit cards. The earlier on in the trip that these donations are made, the better it is for us and for the families, because it will give us an idea of how much that we can go out and spend for each family, and where we'll need to plan to get to the different places to buy those items, because you do have to go to different locations to get everything. Our staff and a few of our designated OHBA volunteers will be going out during the week, and we will be purchasing all the supplies for each family. So depending on family needs and situations, we would typically spend anywhere from $500 to $1,000 per family for the extra things for their homes. We're also very purposeful about not giving too much to any specific family, as we have a continual presence in the community. And we need to make sure that there is consistency from one house to the next. Please understand that if we receive excess funds for these items, the monies will be simply added to our emergency relief fund for the Dominican and for Haiti. And this fund gives us the discretion to be able to meet emergency needs that we encounter in the communities that we work in, because we are always running into those things, and having an emergency fund helps us do everything from emergency medical care for family members to helping to provide for families in a crisis. If you have some gifts that you brought with you to give your family that you have stuffed and crammed into every possible spot in your suitcase, please also give them to myself or Charles or one of our trip hosts. And during preferably the first 2 days of the trip, please try to do it then, because we'd like to go through them. We need to separate them and organize them as we prepare for what we have ready for the house dedication times. And speaking of the house dedication, The house dedication is actually a really amazing part of the trip because it's the time where we get to, as a team, whatever home we've worked on, we get to actually spend time honoring that family and literally handing over the keys to that family's home. And it's a really incredible time. A lot of people that come on Hero Holidays say that that is actually one of the highlights of their trip, because for them, they get to realize what they're a part of and they get to see a part of the future that they're building with that family. So a house dedication can look like us coming into the home. We'll go into the community at the same time, and each team will go into the home that they were building for, and we will do something that's individual for that family. The family will say their thanks and explain a bit of their story to us, and in return, we have the opportunity to express our gratitude or our feelings about what it was to be a part of the trip. So in the past, we've had teams do everything from sing songs to learn Spanish phrases to they do little presentations for the family. It's really an incredible time. And so we're excited about that. That will be on the last day of the trip, and we hope that you will be a valuable part of that. Okay, also, before we cut you loose to go crazy, we want to actually let you know how to respectfully take and use photos and videos. You are welcome to bring your cameras with you to the worksite every day. Please keep in mind that you are solely responsible for your property. We do not recommend that you let any local people, especially kids, use your camera to take pictures. In the past, volunteers have let the children have their cameras and take pictures, and although usually returned to the rightful owner at the end of the day, it leaves far too much temptation for things to go missing. The children are also not aware of the value of the cameras, so at times they can be very careless with them. They just don't know any better. So we also ask that you think before you take a picture. So always ask yourself, does this picture give or take someone's dignity? We take pictures of our friends, right? We get to know people before we take their pictures. They're not zoo animals on display. So don't jump off the trucks and start frantically snapping shots everywhere. Hero Holidays has been working in this community for many years now. So there are some graces that they extend to us, but we always want the community to feel that we're giving to them and that we're not taking from them at all. When posting photos on the internet after returning home, please do not give specifics when referring to locations and anything that would give away where change the names of the individuals from in the photos if possible. It's imperative that we diligently protect the names and the locations of such vulnerable people. So that also includes, we're okay with you posting your photos on Facebook, but we ask that you please be mindful of this. We also have a child protection policy that we as staff and on a normal Hero Holiday people sign, and we ask that people do not give away the identity of a child that in any public way. It's just to protect them. Okay, making promises. I think it's safe to say that both you and I would say that we always want to keep our word and we want to be good for our word. And during this week, you may feel the urgency to do something above and beyond what we're doing with the houses in the community. And that's totally normal to feel that way. It's going to be such a contrast from the world in which you live in, and you may feel an urge to just want to reach out in a way that goes above and beyond. When processing all of this, though, please do not make any promises to the local people that have not been approved by our Live Different Hero Holiday staff. Those examples include, but are not limited to, sending goods from Canada upon your return to Canada, receiving a home or a medical treatment, or giving money for anything. Some promises can be as small as, we're going to come back and see you again on another Hero Holiday. And although that sounds great and it feels good to say that, and you're going to feel compelled to want to make some kind of promise, we really truly strive to honor our word at all times. And promises made by our volunteers that cannot be met can cause offense and will reflect poorly on Hero Holiday, as well on the OHBA members, and quite frankly, even on Canadians as a whole. So while in Agua Negra, stay together, please, at all times. You should never be by yourself while working in the community. If you need to leave the site or a play area that you're hanging out with the kids, please take someone with you and always let one of our staff know. We strongly recommend that the pair of you include one of our staff members when available on your venture out. The community at times can feel like a maze, and you will completely understand this after your first day. If you don't know where you're going, it's easy to get lost, and we'd hate for you to get lost or to find yourself in a compromised situation of any kind. So enjoy the rest of your night. Your transfers from the airport will take you to the resort where you'll check in, and we hope that you have a great sleep. Get lots of rest because we have a lot of work to do starting tomorrow.
I think all of you have been assigned to your teams, and your team captains have already been appointed. Tomorrow morning, the first shifts should get up, have a good breakfast, and meet us in the lobby where we'll have the trucks ready to take you to the site.
Thanks for listening to us, and we can't wait to meet you in person. Hasta mañana.
One final second. I have an announcement to make from James Baisley. Is there a flight attendant available? James wanted to make sure that we ordered a free round of drinks on him for everybody on the plane. So we can take care of that. Anything you want on James Baisley. Thank you. We'll see you soon.